Because my father used to work in the Ministry of Foreign Affairs, so I spent all my life traveling all around the world. Ahmed Habibi, I call him, he's my lover. He's a very young little child. He started with me by the age of 6. He plays music on the piano and he plays drums very well. He also sings, and in the latest part in my project, he's playing music now on the iPad. We can see the changes happening, not only for the students, we can see the changes also happening to their parents, and we can see the changing happening to the teachers that are becoming more familiar with their disabilities and how to deal with them and how to love them and give them care and not also leave them apart in the classroom. We have special students to help them to learn the words of the song and do them by the sign language also. So they still also can be there, not by talking. We make them see it happening. We blend them together in the music activities. And then they just love them, and this gap that what I have told you about is disappearing. All Egyptians, it will be easier, and I don't think it's a kind of difficulty. No, I don't think that will mean a lot of change in the project. I actually came back to my country and I did a diploma for special needs, and now I'm working on my master's for special needs also. I like challenge and I like to work on it, and I hope I can achieve what I'm looking for. They love Egyptian very much, and now I feel it's home. After a very long time, I feel it is home, of course. In my experience where we lived, it was just a lovely country, full of nature, full of rain. They call it there a 13 months of sunshine. The first award was Hamdan Award for the supervisor, and the second one was Khalifa Award for my project, and the third one was the award for the Ministry of Education, which is the Emirates Award. It was also for being a distinguished supervisor.
Hello and welcome to a new episode of Story of Success, in which we interview successful Egyptian figures. We'll be back after the break, so stay with us. I'll be continuing my interview with a unique lady. Actually, she specialized in the field of helping children with special needs, and as I mentioned in the past episode, she was awarded many awards for her efforts, especially in the field of integrating special needs children in regular schools. That she was awarded a lot of awards, including the Khalifa and the Hamdan Awards from the United Arab Emirates. She's been living in the Emirates for 22 years now, and she's been working in that field since 2009. Now let's continue together my interview with her, and she is special needs specialist Hanan El Attar. Well, Mrs. Hanan, welcome with us.
Welcome to you. Thank you.
Now, When I read your CV, you mentioned that one of the most important figures in your life, your professional life, is Dr. Ibrahim Al-Fiqi.
That's right.
Yes, would you talk to me about your experience with him and what did you learn from him?
So Ibrahim Al-Fiqi was for me like a very positive person who was giving positive energy to everybody around him. In the beginning I read all his books and it was a dream for me to see him. And then I heard that he's coming to the UAE to do a training, 7 days as a course, and then I will achieve a certificate for being a professional trainer. So I said, I live in Dubai, and going to Abu Dhabi every day is not something easy, but this was a dream come true. I have to do it. And then when I saw him, in the first moment, he looked to me and he said, I didn't talk, and he said to me, do you see, dreams come true. And I cried. It was a big surprise for me that I will never ever forget. And after about 2 years, he died. So I still live with his words, with his energy, with what I have learned from him. And people who see me doing the training, they say, you took it from him. I have something in me from his spirit.
Yeah. So do you have other role models than him? Would you talk to me about another figure who is very important and who formed your career or your personality?
Actually, yes. The first one that jumps into my mind is my father and mother, of course. I've learned from them a lot. They built my character. If I am Hanan Al-Attar that people know now, it's because of them. And also, there is a character also I always look forward and learn from is Sheikh Mohammed bin Rashid Al Maktoum. This man has a vision, has a different way of thinking. I would like to mention that few days before I come to my lovely country and before I travel, I got a message on my mobile. It's a survey from His Highness asking everyone who lives in the UAE if you are happy or not.
Wow.
Really, I was so surprised, and of course in the moment I just had to reply, this means he cares for every single thing that's happening in the country. He's always working on it, and we can see that Dubai has changed completely from, I have been there since 1993. If you see now Dubai, everybody knows Dubai. When you say UAE, wow, you live in Dubai, it's something like a dream. It's because of him. So I read all his books also, and he's a very kind of a model for many people.
Well, throughout your career, you must have faced many challenges. So what was the most challengeable issue you faced?
Well, because I have lots of dreams for my project, I'm planning for the project to be all around the world, not only in the UAE. So I have been 2 years now trying to get out my project from Sharjah Education Zone to the UAE, and then to my country, and then all the Arab worlds, and then the whole world. So I'm still struggling in this area. This is a kind of a difficulty to get the support you need for something you believe and you have worked for about 6 years now. So I'm still hoping, and I will still work with all my effort, with all my team also, because I have a lovely team with me. We are 47 teachers, music teachers. They are all volunteering their work, their time, everything for those lovely children. And in the beginning we used to say, for a child, smile, but now our project is giving us that smile. Working with those children is a magical power that gives you happiness, really.
you're trying to spread it all over the world and in Egypt. Now, would you talk to me about the steps you've taken in Egypt so far?
Yes, it is a dream for me actually. Last year I have been to the Ministry of Education in Egypt, and I have talked to them about the project, but there are changes, lots of changes happening in our country now, so I still did not get the support I need. I also have been in two radio projects talking about two radio channels talking about my project, and also 2 times on the TV also, and this is the 3rd time. So I'm still trying. I did not find a way, but I just have to try.
Have you considered creating like an aiding center in Egypt through which you can spread the word?
I would love to, but I don't have the opportunity because I live there. But I have a colleague here in Egypt. He is a professor in music, and he is giving me the support to do whatever I want here. But still, we did not find a way. How can we do that in Egypt? Because it will need a lot of help. Yeah, that's right. Yeah. Even here or there, even in the UAE, we're still doing our effort to find a sponsor, but I know and I believe it will happen, not for me, but for those children. It will definitely happen one day.
I'd like to ask you about your Canadian training certificate. What was that about? What did you learn?
This is the one for Dr. Ibrahim Al-Fiqi. This is the one, to be a trainer, how to be a trainer. In the beginning, I used to translate in trainings. I used to work with the American group in the UAE. We have done a big trainer all over the UAE. In that part, in the beginning, my role was to translate only. But then I started to love training, and I said, okay, I think I'm talented in this part. I like the training very much, so I got the certificate, and since then I have been doing training myself.
Now, you mentioned during the interview that actually you do the music or some parts of it through the iPad music. So
right.
Would you explain to us about that, and how do you teach the children to play music or through the iPad?
This is a very unique part in my project. It is actually the last step that we have done in the project. Since we can have all the music instruments that we dream of on the iPad, it became very easy for children with special needs to play the music on the iPad instead of playing them on the real instrument. As you know, if you play piano, you will need to use both hands or drums or whatever. It will need a lot of effort. We take about months to learn how to get out the voice from the instrument. But in the iPad, it's completely different. So I have about 3 students now who do not have any fingers in their hands, who are loving to play music. I have others who have like a butterfly skin. These have very painful for them to hold an instrument or to play a normal instrument. So this came for them as a very good part where they can share with us playing music in an easy way. And the results are very quick, so you don't have to train them a lot like the normal instruments. You just get very quick results, very neat results also. And they have played in many parts. One of them was the guest conference for 2015, and we are preparing for the Creativity Week, which is very soon in November, and they will also play some music parts there.
previous episode, we discussed how you entered that field. We talked about things like how you took courses to master it, about some of the ways that you use in teaching, as well as part of your life experience. Now, I'd like to ask you about the challenges. Of course, there are a variety of challenges, so I'll start first with the most challenging case you faced.
Yes, actually, each of them is a very special case to me. And luckily, I have in the project very rare disabilities that sometimes I did not hear about them before, like Brugina syndrome. Marwa is a very special, lovely girl in my project. She has Brugina syndrome. She started with me about 3 years ago. Now she is 16 years old, but if you see her, you feel that she has about 65 years old. Her face, her skin, her hair also.
So is it an aging disease?
Yes, it's an aging disease, and she has 3 in her family the same, and 2 brothers are completely normal. We have a very lovely story together. She is a very, very lovely personality. She loves music and she loves playing music, and she found herself in playing on the iPad. In the beginning, I didn't know. When I saw her, I was completely, I can say, affected. I didn't know what to do. And we didn't know much about what's going on. How is that, and why is she like this? So I had to read and find informations about her case. And then we started to build a relationship between us. We became friends. She loves also the nail art. So every time we have a rehearsal, I have to bring everything for the nail art, and after we finish, we just sit together and we have some fun time together. And she likes also the Instagram. So every time we meet, we take some selfies, and I put them and we share them together, and she comments. She feels that she has her own beauty, and I see that. I'm trying to help her as much as I can, to make her feel that she needs to have a normal life. She is just a little young lady who's growing up. She wants to always feel that she is wearing in fashion. People love the way she looks. So I think we are doing something good, not only by music, by the relationships we are building with those children, and by making their dreams come true. If we know that they love to do something, we just try to help them do it. For example, Ahmed, that I have talked about before, he loves football. So we try to give him this opportunity to play football. Another child loves to learn about how to deal with music instruments, so different instruments. So I bring for him a specialist who will try to give him what he needs. So I'm always seeking and trying to find where are the parts that just makes them happy. And I try as much as I can to give them what they need. Sometimes, of course, it works. Sometimes it doesn't work. It depends on the things that I can do. And especially with my team also, because I'm not seeing them every day. But the music teachers, my team, they see them every day in the school. So we have done an agreement together that just our goal is to make them happy, not only teach the music, or not only being in an event together playing music or singing in a choir. No, just give them love. Just feel that they are our children and deal with them as our children. This makes the difference. This makes the change, and they feel it. They are really angels. These children know who loves them truly. And if you don't give them a true love, they just go away. They don't listen to you. They are angels. They have nothing to hide. They can feel your spirit. They can feel your true love. So it's actually, I feel that if a family gets a child of those, of course it will be a big challenge for them to live a life like this. But if they feel it, that it's a gift from God, and deal with it, that they are completely normal, because if God takes something from them, He gives them another talent, another bright side in their character. And believe in them, believe in their talents, and give them a better opportunity to live. They will change their life. They will change everything. They will change the way they deal with them. Actually, this is a message for all the parents who have a gifted child like this, to love them and to be happy, to give them a happy life, not to hide them, because I saw cases who hide their children. So after this long experience, no, don't hide them. Just give them a better chance, believe in them, believe in their talents, and find their talents. They have treasures inside them. They surprised me. They really surprised me. So I hope I can do something to change their lives and to give them a better chance to live.
Mrs. Hanan Al-Attar, we have to wrap up this episode, but we'll still be continuing our interview together in the next episode. So thank you very much for this interview.
Thanks to you.
And by this we come to an end of this episode of Story of Success. Until we meet again in next episode, it's goodbye.
After he finished playing, the teacher called his mom, and I spoke to her. I told her, your son has played very lovely, and he's promoted to a higher standard for the competition. It builds their self-confidence. So she feels herself beautiful when we take selfies together, when we play together, when she have a friendship with other normal children. It was very nice from her to tell me that, because this feedback is always, let's say, charging my battery to go on and to continue what I'm doing. Since then, I have learned that those children have a lot in them, and I wanted to give them a smile in their heart before their face. No one can ever feel that she has a problem. She is very, very strong little girl, and inshallah she will have a lovely life. She's learning media, by the way. I have Yasmin and Yusuf, a boy and a girl. Yasmin is the elder girl, and I like when I go to a new country to explore it well. So I plan very well before I travel, search very well, what shall I do, what shall I visit, my country. Yes, you are right. I need time to spend it in my country, because I'm missing a lot in Egypt. I have given them some spiritual energy, some positive energy to continue with. This makes me very, very happy.